Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys 4 high-level money-making methods which will be able to make you over 10 mil per hour on some of them, and then others will be a little bit more AFK, so I will have a variety of different methods in this guide. Now, as I mentioned, this is more towards high-level players. However, a few of these methods will be able to be completed and done with mid-level stats, so just stay tuned for that. Also, the 4 methods that I am going to mention in this video, I will have timestamps to them in the description down below. But anyway guys, I really hope you do enjoy. So starting off with our first method, we have hunting Igneous Jadinkos. Now these are located on Anachronia, and you're going to want to be hunting them for their marble vines, which are then used to make juju farming potions. So they are in demand, and you are going to be making a pretty good profit on them. They're about 10k profit per vine, and they are stackable, so it makes it so you don't have to go bank. So this method is really great. The requirements are level 74 hunter and 64 herblore, so not really too high of requirements. This is the method where you could probably complete it if you were sort of a mid-level player. But also recommended is the Trapper outfit and 71 summoning. The Trapper outfit does require level 80 hunter, so it is a bit of a higher requirement. And also the Igneous Jadinkos will be able to make you right around 8 mil per hour depending on how fast you are with it and if you have the Trapper outfit or not. The Igneous Jadinkos are located on Anachronia. You can go to the Anachronia base camp, and then just north of there will be the Igneous Jadinkos. You are going to be catching them using the Marasama plants. You're going to want 5 of them if you do have 99 hunter. That way you will be able to catch them most efficiently. Also, an Arctic Bear familiar is helpful. It will give you a +7 invisible boost to hunter, and scentless potions are also really helpful when you are doing this as well. But basically you are just going to be staying here and catching the Igneous Jadinkos until you have enough. So if you do it for about an hour, you should be able to get around 400 or 500 of these. And as I mentioned, the marble vines, they are stackable, so you can stay here for however long you want to get as many of these. And then when you are done, I'm going to show you guys how you can make the potions for the actual profit. Now, along with the potions, you are also going to have a chance at getting some seeds. So the Igneous Jadinkos will be offering a variety of different seeds as rewards. One of them being the grapevine seeds. They are worth quite a bit, so you will make a few 100k off of that every hour. But another spot where you are going to be making quite a bit of money is from the actual Igneous Jadinko unchecked animal for the player-owned farm. You do have a 1 in 500 chance at getting these, so you should expect to get one every hour or so. And they do cost around 5 mil, so that is a big chunk of change that you are going to be getting from this. And then not to mention, you are going to be getting that consistent profit with the marble vine as well. Now, once you have caught enough of these Jadinkos and you're ready to make the potions, you will want to buy some Yugyun unfinished potions. So you are going to be mixing the marble vines with these potions to make the Juju farming potions. I do recommend you guys do it on a portable well. You can use your own or just check the Portables Discord or Portables Friends chat to find a well. It will allow you to have a chance at doubling the potions, so it is really helpful. Also, if you do have a botanist necklace, this will give you a chance to turn the potion into a 4-dose instead of a 3-dose, increasing your profit there as well. So just use those few boosts when you are making these potions just to optimize your profit. But then you're just going to go ahead and make them, and you'll see that you are going to be getting a lot of profit from these. So from these vines, I was able to make 36 potions, 5 of them being 4 doses. And as you can see, I bought the potions for right around 360k or so, and then I made about over 1 mil. So you can say I made right around 650 to 700k profit from this. And this only took me 5 or 6 minutes to complete. So you can see how you can get the 8 mil per hour doing this. I wasn't using the Trapper outfit because I don't have it, so that of course will increase your GP per hour. But this is an awesome method, and then including that Igneous Jadinkos unchecked animal that you could get, the profit per hour is exceptional. Now moving on to the next method, we have lava Strykewyrms, and this is one of my favorite money-making methods in the game, and I have mentioned it before, but I am mentioning it in this video because it is even better right now. The searing ashes that you are getting from the lava Strykewyrms, they're worth over 90k. Before, when I used to recommend this, it was worth about 40k, and it still was an awesome method. But now that it's over 90k, you can make over 10 mil per hour doing this method. 10 mil is a pretty conservative number in terms of the amount of GP you can get per hour. You can get well over that. But anyway, looking at the method, there is only one main requirement, which is 94 Slayer. So not a super high requirement, but it is fairly high at least. Recommended, however, is the Elite Wilderness tasks. This is highly recommended. It will make it so the searing ashes are noted, and this is really helpful since you are going to be in the wilderness. It's going to save you the inventory space, and it is also just a really nice quality of life thing. Also recommended is at least 90 plus combat. However, if you have 94 Slayer, I'm pretty sure you have a pretty good combat level. Also recommended is an Amulet of Glory or even a Wilderness Sword. This will allow you to teleport out of the wilderness if you're below level 30 wilderness. So this is really helpful because the lava Strykewyrms are right around level 35 wilderness. So you will have to walk a little bit south before you can teleport. As you can see with my gear setup, I'm using really basic and cheap armor. I'm using Royal Dragonhide armor, but I am also bringing my Noxious longbow. So this is a really expensive weapon, but you do always get to keep at least one weapon in the wilderness if you do have your item protection on. I also like to bring a Fury Shark in case of emergencies. This will allow you to keep one extra item for 1 minute after eating it if you do happen to die. So it will basically make it so I will always keep one item at least. So in order to get to the lava Strykewyrms, I like using the Wilderness Sword. You can teleport to the herb patch in the wilderness, and then you can run west until you reach the lava Strykewyrms. Now, as I mentioned, it is in the wilderness. It's deep in the wilderness as well, so you do need to keep your eye out for players. There are sometimes PKers roaming around the lava Strykewyrms since it is a really good moneymaker, so they're looking to kill players who are trying to take advantage of it. That being said, from my personal experience, and I do have over 2,000 kills at these creatures, I haven't found too many PKers. You might find one every 100 kills or so, but it isn't a super popular area at least. So as you can see with killing the lava Strykewyrms, they are pretty simple. However, they do have this one mechanic where they will go underground and they'll sort of drag you in. So this is their only mechanic. All you need to do is step out of the way. Otherwise, you'll take about a 4k to the face. But aside from that, the lava Strykewyrms, they are pretty easy. The main thing that you should watch out for with this method is just watching for PKers, other players in the wilderness that are looking to kill you. So just keep your eyes out and always look around you and be aware of your surroundings. If someone does start running towards you, you'll want to run away as fast as possible and try and teleport out if they don't teleblock you. If they do teleblock you, it will be a really rough, slow walk to the wilderness border. But even if you do die, you should be able to keep your valuable items. If you don't attack them and you're not skulled, you'll keep at least 3 items. With your item protection, you'll keep another. And as you guys can see, I'm using some really basic gear, so they won't be making much money off of me. Basically, they'll just get my food and my ashes that I already got from the fight. So you won't be losing too much, but it will be a bit frustrating. But as I said, in my experience, there aren't too many PKers out here. And moving on to our next method, we have AFK Kree'arra. This is a really great method. It isn't as high of GB per hour as the previous methods mentioned, since it's right around 6 mil. But it is AFK, so it does make it a bit of an easier method. So required is 70 range and the Troll Stronghold quest. Recommended is also the Penance Aura. You can also use the Vampirism Aura, but I highly recommend the Penance Aura since it gives you unlimited prayer and makes it a fully AFK method. The Spring Cleaner is also really helpful since Kree'arra will drop some random rune salvage. Also, the Demon Horn necklace with the Bone Crusher is super helpful. It will help you restore some prayer points. And then Soul Split is extremely helpful if you want this to be AFK. So having that 92 prayer with curses unlocked will be super helpful. As for the gear setup, this is what I typically use. I like wearing my Anima Core of Zamorak. I also have that Demon Horn necklace with the Nightmare Gauntlets. And then I am also using the Saren God Bow. This isn't necessary. You can use a Noxious Longbow, Wyvern Crossbow, Ascension Crossbows. They all work. Just use one of your better ranged weapons. For my inventory setup, just try to use something like that. Of course, overloads are always helpful. You won't need too many of the super restores if you are using that penance aura. Do bring a few just in case, and then I also just bring some food in case of emergencies. However, some of it is usually just eaten for no reason or dropped. As you can see, I do show you a basic ability bar. This is more for if you're looking to fully AFK with Revolution Plus on. Otherwise, you can just automatically use your abilities however you would like. So once you get your 40 kill count to enter Kree'arra, you'll want to make sure that you are creating an instance where Kree'arra will be spawning the fastest spawn speed. That way you'll be able to get the most amount of kills per hour. Now, Kree'arra does have one mechanic where he will be basically sending a wind rush towards you, and it will be pushing you back. That is why the best spot to stand is in the doorway. It will make it so you don't move, and it'll just make killing Kree'arra much easier. Now, as I mentioned, this method is AFK. However, whenever Kree'arra does spawn, you will want to usually click on her first. That way you will start attacking her rather than the minions. It'll basically just increase your kill speed, allowing you to get more kills per hour. You'll also take less damage since you'll be taking less hits from Kree'arra throughout the fight as well. Basically, that is all there is to this fight. It is quite easy if you are using a setup similar to mine. You will be able to do this fully AFK without any problems. So I highly recommend you guys do this method. As I mentioned, you can make around 6 mil per hour doing it. Funny enough, when I was recording this short little clip, going through about 10 Kree'arra kills, I did happen to get a drop of my own. So I managed to get the best drop you can possibly get from Kree'arra, which is the Armadillo chestplate, and it's right around 7.2 mil. So you can make quite a bit of money off of this boss. Of course, you won't be getting one of these every hour, but it does have a lot of different uniques, and they're all worth a few mil, at least depending on which one you do get. Now, moving on to the last method that I want to show you guys, it is the Dagannoth Kings. There are no requirements for this. However, recommended is 80 attack, strength, magic, and range, since you will need to use all 3 combat styles when doing the Dagannoth Kings. You'll also need a tribrid setup, meaning that you will want some hybrid armor as well as 3 different weapons for melee, magic, and ranged. Soul Split is really helpful here as well, and also if you do have a mask of the Dagannoth, it is a hybrid mask, but it also will increase your GP per hour by 10% since it will be doubling the drop every 10th kill. Now, fighting the Dagannoth Kings is a bit different from other boss fights. They are a fairly easy boss, however, they can only be damaged by a certain combat style. So for example, the green boss here, which is Dagannoth Supreme, it can only be damaged by melee attacks. Whereas the red one, Dagannoth Rex, can only be damaged by magic attacks, and the blue one, which is Dagannoth Prime, can only be damaged by ranged attacks. So you will need to switch your combat style for each one of these bosses. It does make it a little bit different since you are tribe-ridding, and it can be difficult at the start, but these bosses, they aren't too difficult, so you shouldn't have too much of a problem when fighting them. Now, I will be linking a full Dagannoth Kings guide in the description down below if you want to know the specifics of the tribrid setup and how to do it. But it isn't too difficult of a process, and if you are using some pretty high level weapons along with some hybrid armor, you shouldn't have too much of a problem. As you guys can see, I'm actually switching my body and legs to all 3 of the combat styles as well. I find this is really helpful since it will give me a higher damage boost, allowing me to kill them a little bit faster. But these bosses, they are quite easy. You should be able to kill like 150 to 200 of these per hour. And you will be making a lot of money off of them. For example, the Berserker ring, which is one of the rings that you can get from the Dagannoth Rex, it costs around 15 mil. So if you do happen to get that, you really cashed in there. Some of the other rings which are quite valuable include the Seer's ring, which is a drop from the Dagannoth Prime. This costs around 2 mil. You also have a chance at the other rings, which are a little bit less pricey. There's also the Dragon Hatchet, which is about 1 mil. So you are going to be making a decent amount of GP per hour at these bosses. But anyway, if you do want some more information on how to actually go through the boss fight, definitely check out that guide in the description down below. Anyway guys, that is all I have for you in this high level money making guide. I really hope you found these 4 methods helpful. I'm sure there will be at least one of these for any of you players. A few of them are sort of mid-level methods as well, so you might not even need the high level requirement. But anyway guys, I really hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more RuneScape 3 content, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.